Welcome to the John and Heidi Show podcast.
John and Heidi.
Here's John and Heidi.
Today is a special day, Heidi. Do you know what today is?
What is today, John?
I thought you'd never ask. It's Wednesday, the 13th day of May. It is National Crouton Day, which is just like little bits of stale bread, but boy, it's so yummy. Isn't it good?
Oh, yeah, I know.
don't know what's so
you
special
always
about
pick
it.
just the
I
croutons
don't
out
know
of the
why.
salads when I
just
make them.
love them. But if I had a piece of bread that was stale like that, I'd be like, I don't want that.
I know. You make me throw away stale bread all the time.
No, but break it in pieces, throw it on a salad, I'm in. It's National Frog Jumping Day today. It's National Apple Pie Day. National Fruit Cocktail Day. National Receptionists Day. And National Third Shift Workers Day today.
Alrighty.
So lots of stuff going on today on this 13th day of May. And I have a hashtag comedy call today with comedian and actor Carlos Mencia.
That's impressive.
Yeah, he's a funny dude, and I'm really excited to chat with him. But he's found some interesting ways to keep himself and others entertained during this time that he's been doing the staying at home. So going to chat about that coming up in a bit. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Now, surveys and studies and such brought to you by BetterCreditCards.com. A CoBank survey found that meat shortages are pushing prices to unprecedented heights.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And it's really sad to see some of the
horrible
farmers that have had to, not
just dispose of their
because they don't have anywhere to sell them.
It's awful.
So that's really, really sad. I've got a link to the story if you want to read all about that. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
This is your Brain on Drugs, brought to you by TimeForRehab.com. You might say you have a bad day when you run yourself over and you get arrested for it, but
oh my,
that's what happened. 39-year-old Anthony Williamson, Rapid City, South Dakota. Witnesses say he was at the intersection of Jackson Boulevard and Mountain View Road at about 11:25 a.m. So this is before noon. And his car door opened, he fell out, and that's when the vehicle's rear wheels ran over his legs.
Oh, my gosh.
A passerby was able to stop the vehicle after being evaluated by medics, and he did decline treatment. He was then arrested and charged with driving under the influence.
Oh, man.
That's how that all came together. That's too bad.
Bad day.
That is
Very
a bad
day.
day. Yeah, it's really bad. Have you ever fallen out of a moving vehicle?
I can honestly say I've not.
I have, but I was not under the influence at the time. So
why does that not surprise me at all?
What, that I fell out or that I was not under the influence?
Both. How does a sober person even make something like that happen? But if anybody could, it would be you.
I've done it, yes.
Yeah.
Twice. So thanks thanks for listening.
That explains so much.
Thanks for listening. That's what happens when your brain is on drugs. Now, big screen, little screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com. Dog the Bounty Hunter. We spoke with his son. I can't remember what his name is right now. I asked if people call him Pup the Bounty Hunter, and he said,
Not
no.
twice.
No, nobody calls me that. I'm like, okay, let's move on with the interview. Mr. Bounty Hunter. Dog the Bounty Hunter, his wife passed away not too long ago, and then he had proposed to his girlfriend, and then they broke up, and now 10 months after his wife passed away, he's proposed to his new girlfriend, Franny Frayne. Says 6 months after his engagement to Moon Angel. So there's people out there that are really freaking out about that. Here's what I say.
It's not your life, so it doesn't matter.
Let him do what he wants to do. And I actually remember reading somewhere that when somebody is happily married, when they lose a spouse, they actually tend to get married to somebody sooner than somebody who was not happily married because they had such good memories with, They associate that with good things. So I don't know. Maybe there's a way to make that all a positive thing. Disney stock is downgraded after earnings were flattened by the coronavirus shutdowns. So I don't know, something goofy there. This has been Big Screen, Little Screen, brought to you by ChannelSurferTV.com.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Time now for your scoop of the day. It comes your way, courtesy of InsuranceChicken.com.
Of what?
Insurance.
Insurance.
I'm not drinking, I promise. InsuranceChicken.com. Amazon CEO Jeff Bezos has seen his personal fortune soar by $145 million during the last couple of months. He's on course to be the world's first trillionaire by the year 2026.
Well, of course he is.
So this pandemic has not been bad for everyone. It's been bad for a lot of people.
For the majority of us, yes.
It's been bad for a lot of people, but there are some that have absolutely capitalized on this.
People who were already doing fine.
Yeah.
Those people are fine.
Utah police pulled over a young man who was driving his parents' car to California to buy a Lamborghini. He was in Utah. He's 5.
Oh, my.
He was driving his mom and dad's car.
Did we talk about this one already?
I don't think we talked about it on the air, but he pulled, and I don't know if we have, I apologize, but I know I read the story like a week ago. But yeah, he got pulled over. What are you doing? I'm just going to California to buy a Lamborghini.
Yeah.
Okay, then.
And he had like $5 in his wallet or something.
Yeah, he didn't have much. He apparently thought they were much more affordable. Dozens of Wendy's restaurants have been forced to take burgers off their menu due to the meat shortage that's hit parts of the country. It's not everywhere, but they do fresh, never frozen, so they don't just have more sitting in a freezer somewhere. It's like, no, it's fresh, and if we don't have it, we just don't have it. A Spirit Airlines flight from Los Angeles to Detroit was forced to make an emergency landing in Des Moines, Iowa, after a brawl broke out during the flight. Can you imagine being on a flight where people just start punching each other?
No.
That would not be good.
I've never been on a flight where they've started fighting.
Nor have I. I've actually been on flights where I thought that was going to happen because there was like tension all around us. It was we had to wait.
But you would think there would be enough people on that flight that could stop them without having to land the plane.
But I think they just had to say, we got to stop, we got to get them off the plane, it's not safe, whatever, something like that. And Heineken, you've heard of them, right?
Oh, yeah.
They're suing a shipping company that destroyed 15,000 cases of beer after they froze them at extreme temperatures during transit. Heineken is seeking $234,000 in damages. So,
yikes.
I suppose that seems fair.
Yeah, absolutely. If they ruined the shipment.
And I don't know if this will be our last story. If not, real close to it. Uber is introducing new technology that would require drivers to wear masks while they operate the vehicles. So I'm not sure what the new technology is going to be, though, because that's kind of confusing to me. And do I have time? You know what? There's always time for a story like this. Footage has gone viral of a monkey riding a mini motorcycle and trying to kidnap a small child in Indonesia. What?
Oh, gosh.
How do you end on that? Well, I mean, how do you follow that?
I'm going to have to watch that one.
I got a link to the story. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Peck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Thanks for listening to the John and Heidi Show. Our guest today, very funny comedian, Carlos Mencia. He's joining us right now. How you doing, sir?
I'm doing as good as can be. I've been on lockdown since March 5th, bro. So
yeah.
It started off really good, and it's now to the point where it's very frustrating. So it's kind of like a game of Pictionary, where at first you're like, oh, I should have guessed that. That does look like a car.
Yeah.
So now I'm to the point where I'm showing everybody a picture and going, does this look like a palm tree to anybody here?
So one of the things you've been doing to keep busy is you're doing karaoke at home with your family. Now, you got to tell me what that's all about. How did that come up?
So here's what happened. I love doing karaoke normally. So normally when I tour on Friday nights, I probably usually find a place to go do karaoke and hang out. Well, like a few weeks ago when this first started, I think it was the first weekend or the second weekend that we were in. Me and my brother were drinking Jameson.
That's how the best stories start.
He goes, dude, do some karaoke. And then my son goes, Dad, why don't you do it on Instagram Live? And I was like, fine. So I did like 3 hours of karaoke, and we were doing duets over the Instagram Live. It was awesome, man. I thought it was a great time. So I was like, next week, let's do it again. So we did it like 3 weeks in a row, but each time I got drunk. And then somebody made me feel very self-conscious because they were like, I want to keep watching, but you get drunk, and I don't know if that's a good thing for our kids to watch. And so it made me feel really weird. So I tried to do it without drinking, and I didn't like the way I sounded. And then I went, you know what? I just sing better when I'm drunk. And then I realized, I don't sing better when I'm drunk. I just don't care, so I sound better to myself. So I got to have a couple of drinks, and then we do it. And then it's just been this thing where, you know, at a certain point, people are like, are we going to do karaoke tonight? They've helped me out because I take requests, and sometimes I have to sing songs at a pitch that I'm not used to, because I try to get songs that are mid-range, something that doesn't go too high, you know what I mean? But when somebody calls in and wants you to sing Air Supply, it's, I don't know how to feel that I'm singing I'm All Out of Love. I don't know how to feel about that.
It's a good thing, and they're not laughing at you, though.
Me, bro, I'm not going to lie to you. I think, you know what I think? I think that in my head, I am killing it. I am singing awesome, but at home, everybody is laughing, thinking this is the funniest thing they've seen all week.
And that's the thing. Right now, people need to laugh. People need to smile. And, you know, if you watch the news, it could be kind of depressing. So I'm glad that there are some little sideshow things happening on the internet. And, you know, that's kind of what this is. People are like, hey, let's click on here and see what Carlos is up to. And you're helping to bring some joy to a kind of grim time.
Not only that, but listen, take advantage of this time that you have if you're stay at home. I did something that I haven't ever done in my entire life. We actually finished a game of Monopoly.
You're kidding me. I didn't even think that was possible.
No, we finished the game of Monopoly. And it turns out my mother is a vicious... Yes, she is. She made all of us go bankrupt, bro. She bought all the green properties and put hotels on them, and she just kept... And we were like, okay, I'll pay you back later, Mom. She's like, oh, no, it's a game. You have to pay me now. That's the whole point of that game. If you don't have money, then give me your properties, and that's it. My mother took us to town, bro. Took us to town. She literally bought everybody out, and she won the game legitimately. Nobody quit. She won.
That's awesome.
Finished a game of Monopoly. Yeah, who gets to say that? Because it is so. There's certain positives that can come from it, just depending on where you're coming from.
Absolutely. Just looking at the bright side. Let's talk about how folks can find you. If they want to follow you on social media, if they want to go to your website, where is all that?
Everything is either at Carlos Mencia or /Carlos Mencia. So I'm putting a lot of stuff on Instagram, so that's at Carlos Mencia, but YouTube a lot. So that's youtube.com /Carlos Mencia. A big part of what's happening right now with a lot of these negative feelings that come with, you know, being around somebody constantly for 2, 3, 4 weeks, or not being able to go to work, the frustration, you know, of some of us men who grew up kind of old school, and, you know, we're the providers and we're supposed to work, and we've worked our entire lives. Like, a lot of those emotions, you know, are getting mixed up, and so in talking about these stories and trying to make them fun, I think there's a catharsis for people, and
Absolutely.
You know, they get to laugh at or with, but at least they get to feel normal, you know.
Absolutely, Carlos. Thank you so much for doing what you're doing, man. Have a great day.
Appreciate you guys, man, and hey, stay safe because I want to keep eating meat, guys. So please try to stay safe so that the rest of us can continue eating meat.
Again, our guest today, very funny man, Carlos Mencia. I've got a link to his info if you want to follow him online. It's all in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Many people have dabbled in the stock market for their very first time ever this year. If you're new to the market, but you don't want to learn things the hard way and the expensive way, I encourage you to subscribe to this free newsletter. You can get the inside track with Wall Street's brightest minds delivered directly to your inbox every day at marketbeatminute.com. Subscribe for free. If you change your mind, just unsubscribe. Sign up for free right now at marketbeatminute.com. That's marketbeatminute.com. Fun fact for you, Heidi.
What's that, John?
Nearly all species to have ever existed on Earth are extinct. It says we walk on Earth. right now, and 99.9% of all species who've ever lived on it, according to PBS and some study they've done, they're gone. So it's like 0.1% of the species are still here.
Huh.
So if you're here, you're in the 0.1%. So you're pretty fortunate.
All right.
So I'm not sure what all the extinct stuff was, but that's
I
interesting.
don't know.
I wonder how in the world they would know that.
They don't. It's a giant guess.
Well, they're guessing, and maybe they're right. I don't know. But it is today's fun fact.
Some credit cards have really high rates or big annual fees. Usually, people sign up for these when it's all they qualify for. If that sounds like you, it may be time to get a better credit card. Over time, your situation changes, and you may qualify for a better credit card. Your current card hopes you don't think about it, but our site shows you many options to see if there's a better credit card for you. Check it out for free at bettercreditcards.com. That's bettercreditcards.com.
Now, a news headline from somewhere in this world, Dateline, Mexico. The sons of jailed drug kingpin El Chapo have been patrolling the streets of their community in Mexico, threatening to torture anyone who violates the coronavirus lockdown. What?
Holy cow.
Yeah. They're like, no, you will stay home. So if you don't, we'll help you. We'll break your knees so you can't walk away.
Yikes.
So, yeah, that's what El Chapo's kids are up to. They're saying, hey, we're doing something good for the community. So, I just don't know. It's such a weird story. I've got a link to it if you want to read all the details. It's in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. This has been a news headline from somewhere in this world.
We're here to make it better.
If you find that drug or alcohol problems are hitting you too close to home, you can get help. Maybe it's time for rehab. Your insurance may even cover everything. Learn more at timeforrehab.com. Get help for a drug or alcohol problem within 24 hours.
We're here to make it better.
Get more information at timeforrehab.com. That's timeforrehab.com.
Now some weird news brought to you by WeirdGiftOfTheDay.com. A 44-year-old Missouri man was arrested after he reportedly punctured a tire on a parked car at an apartment. The man allegedly told police he damaged the tire on the car because the car was making sexual advances towards him.
Oh.
What? 8 p.m. is when they get there on March the 30th. The man was holding a hammer and yelling at the unoccupied car, 2015 Chrysler 200. The car's driver's back tire was punctured with a screwdriver. The man reportedly told police the owner of the car was assaulting him telepathically and trying to control his mind. The car had Illinois dealer plates on it, so it's like a car dealer. The owner had not been located as of April 15th when the story came out. The suspect was transported by Rock Township Ambulance to Mercy Hospital South for evaluation. He threatened paramedics in the ambulance, doctors in the hospital as well. They are going to seek charges against the man through the court for second-degree property damage. Does not mention drugs, does not mention drunk, so I don't know what's going on, but I figured this is probably, by definition, some weird news.
John and Heidi.
Now, your moment of duh, brought to you by InsuranceChicken.com. A man in California was arrested not once, not twice, but thrice. 3 times, Heidi.
Thrice.
Is that even a word, or did I
No.
just make that up? Okay. Well, 3 times over the course of just 12 hours. Yeah. Allegedly leading officers on a pursuit. He was only given citations and then released each time due to a statewide zero bail policy in California. It says here the Glendora Police Department said that 24-year-old Dijon Landrum was racked up 3 different citations between 8:28 a.m. and 8:50 p.m. 3 different incidents within 20 miles of each other. The zero bail emergency mandate in California led to reduced prison populations, and they also just said, well, we're going to pick people up and then we're going to let them go. It's like a catch and release program.
Great idea.
Continuing to challenge law enforcement, alleged criminals are released right back into the public. Last week, a man in Chino Hills was arrested 4 times over the course of 2 days for trespassing on the same property, only to be released. And guess where he went?
Right back.
Yes.
Why would you not? If
4
there are
different
no
times.
consequences, you can do whatever
So,
you want.
I guess we're testing out some new things, and we're going to see how that all works.
So dumb.
Not so great. That's why it's today's Moment of Duh.
Do you pay too much for insurance? Have you looked around? Or are you too chicken? Don't be afraid to look around to see if you can find a better deal at InsuranceChicken.com. We make it super simple for you to see rates from several different companies, to see what they have to offer, all in one place. Heck out great insurance deals at InsuranceChicken.com. Is it time for you to cross the road? See if we can save you money each month at InsuranceChicken.com. That's InsuranceChicken.com.
Time now for fake news or Florida. Heidi, tell me, is this true story from the great state of Florida, or is it hashtag fake news made up to trick you and amuse me?
What was that little gang sign you just flashed
you put your two fingers on both hands and then you do a hashtag.
All right.
You've never seen that done?
I have never done that.
That's what all the cool kids are doing.
All righty.
I know it doesn't translate to radio well, but
it does not.
Thank you for pointing that out. All right, fake news or Florida? 2 contestants were arrested at a bikini contest in Florida after getting into a high heel shoe fight. Fake news or Florida?
Florida.
True story. Did we talk about that?
No, I don't think
How did you know that, like, instantly?
I don't. It just sounded like something that's not out of the realm
I think
of
that you're
possibility.
Just super snooping the internet looking for Florida stories. That's what's going on
No,
here.
I'm not.
You're putting a lot of time and effort into this. It's just a game, Heidi. It's just a game. But you're pretty good at this game. This has been fake news or Florida. And the answer today, by the way, was Florida. It really did happen.
John and Heidi.
This portion of the John and Heidi Show is brought to you by the John and Heidi Show. That sounds kind of funny, but it's true. Go to your local radio station and ask them to start carrying the John and Heidi Show. Here's the best part. They can carry the show for free. They play a couple commercials, but it doesn't cost them anything every month. So if you know a radio station that could use a little bit of help, send them our way. Send them to johnandheidishow.com. Again, johnandheidishow.com. We would love to do a radio program in your community. Then you could listen to the podcast and listen to us on the radio.
John and Heidi.
We always like to wrap things up around here with good news, and I think this is good news. Comes your way courtesy of hashtag gift card challenge. You can find them online at giftcardchallenge.org. Here's the headline. Teen delivers puzzles and handwritten notes to uplift lonely seniors. What a cool thing. This young lady looks like such a nice young lady. It says here, Pennsylvania teenager has been dropping off puzzles and handwritten letters at nursing homes to cheer up the residents. Hita Gupta, Hitagupta, hopefully I said all that right, says she was heartbroken upon learning her regular visits to nursing homes were put on hold because of coronavirus. She's 15. She's been volunteering at a nursing home near her home for more than a year. She organized activities like trivia and bingo for the residents. Well, due to the coronavirus, they shut down the visitors department. They're like, no visitors can come in. But she said these seniors are not able to see their families, so it's causing loneliness, boredom, and anxiety. So she came up with the idea to create some care packages that she could deliver to all these nursing homes in the area, stuffed with puzzles and coloring books and handwritten notes. Aww. She says many of the encouraging notes were written by her 9-year-old brother as well, D-I-V-I-T. Divot, is that how you'd say that?
I suppose.
She says, my brother helps me a lot. It's a lot of work, she said. She now has sent packages to 23 different nursing homes in the Philadelphia area. She said she calls them ahead of time to confirm that they can receive the bags safely. She said, I call them and I say I'm going to leave the boxes outside the front door. They usually leave it out for a few days to make sure there are no germs before passing them out to residents. She says they will continue doing this until this public health crisis is over.
What a little sweetheart.
I know. It's just a cool story. And I've got a link to that in the show notes for today at johnandheidishow.com. Time to say goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, Heidi.
Goodbye, everybody. Have a great Wednesday. Thank you for listening to The John and Heidi Show.